When you need medical help fast, use NHS 111 online to go from home to an urgent treatment centre.
Mr. Williams, please come through.
Or a pharmacy.
Hello, the pharmacist will see you now.
Or if needed, stay where you are and get a call from a nurse, doctor or paramedic. Get assessed and directed to the right place for you in as little as 90 seconds. Use NHS 111 online.
This is our People podcast, telling the stories behind South Tyneside and Sunderland NHS Foundation Trust.
Welcome to Our People podcast. I'm Harry Newhouse and I work in the communications department here at the Trust. Today's episode is the last of season 3, and this episode is going to be a Christmas special as we are right into the thick of the festive season. Throughout our Trust, we are proud to have so many international recruits, and today we will be discussing how our staff from different countries celebrate Christmas. Here to join me is Jay de Cruz, Juna George and Lynda.
Nwaokweanwa.
Welcome to the podcast, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll start by going around the table. So could you all explain what your roles are here at the Trust and where you are originally from? So I'll start with you, Lynda.
Hiya, I'm Lynda Nwaokweanwa. I work in South Tyneside ICCU. I'm the Band 5 staff nurse.
And Juna.
Yeah, my name is Juna George. I work as a specialty manager in urology theatres at Sunderland Hospital.
And Jay.
Hello, my name is Jay de Cruz and I'm currently the Ward Manager Respiratory Unit here in Sunderland Hospital.
Perfect. Well, thanks for coming on the podcast, everyone. Jay, you are from the Philippines. Is Christmas a big holiday in the Philippines? And if so, what sort of traditions usually take place?
Yeah, so yes, indeed. Christmas is a very big celebration for us Filipinos. I have two favorite traditions. First is caroling. Caroling is one of the most well-loved Christmas traditions in the Philippines. As Christmas music starts to play on the radio, children sing their own renditions outside of homes, door to door. They go from house to house singing carols in exchange of coins and pennies and other treats. And it's not just the children, also a group of teenagers and even adults do this for fundraising. Most bring their own instruments and make an entire show out of it.
Brilliant. And how long is Christmas celebrated?
So Christmas in the Philippines is the longest Christmas in the world, I would say. As soon as September begins, Christmas carols fills the radio and decorations go up in homes and buildings. There is nothing quite like the spirit that Christmas evokes in Filipinos. The Filipino Christmas ends on Epiphany of the Feast of the Three Kings, which is already 12 days after Christmas. So basically it ends on January and starts on September.
That's a very long Christmas.
Yes, it is very long Christmas.
And in the Philippines, there is something called Simbang Gabi, if I'm pronouncing that right.
Yeah.
What is this?
So Simbang Gabi starts on December 16, and for 9 very early mornings, Filipino attend Mass at the closest church. They believe that if one completes all 9 morning Masses, his or her Christmas wishes will come true. After Mass, what the most favorite thing about it is the feast outside of the church, wherein we have some Filipino treats that what we call puto bongbong and bibingka. They're like rice cakes. We also enjoy hot chocolate and coffee.
Perfect. And what is Noche Buena?
Noche Buena is the most awaited meal of the year, and wherein all families serve the best that they can. Children look forward to the feast because they get their favorite food. And also, it is where the families gather to wait for the clock to strike midnight, which means that it's Christmas Day.
What sort of food?
I think it's just basic Filipino food, such as spaghetti, or probably what we call, my favorite food at home would be Valenciana. It's like a rice with seafood and pork. I think that's my most favorite meal every Christmas.
It sounds lovely. And Juna, you are from India. How big of a holiday is Christmas in India, and what are the usual traditions?
Yes, I'm from India, southern part of India, the place called Kerala. Christmas is a great celebration all over India. We have 10 days of holidays over Christmas. It is all about celebrating birth of Jesus Christ, who is born as a savior to the world. Christians goes to church. 4 weeks Advent focusing in hope, peace, joy and love. Some Christians follow Lent, they fast or follow vegetarian diet for 4 weeks. Church choir starts practice carol songs from month of September. On Christmas Eve there will be a carol service. Some churches has a midnight mass. On Christmas Day we have friends and family gathering, and we have food served together and eat together. Carol teams visits different houses and sings Christmas songs. One of the carol team member will dress up as a Santa Claus and dance to the music, and kids enjoy and watching this dance of Santas. And there will be a fireworks, and that add to the joy and the celebration of Christmas. And we exchange gift, and we give the Christmas cake to the neighboring or the neighbors and the families or relatives. And children has a nativity play in school and church.
Brilliant. And there are many other religions celebrated in India. Does this mean that Christmas is celebrated differently throughout the country?
Not really. All Christians all over the world, all over the India celebrates same way. And the main aim is the birth of Jesus for us a season and a message of hope, peace, joy and love brought to the whole world. I think all over the world, all celebration and remember the birth of Jesus Christ. We believe that God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son to the world. So it's all about the religious celebration.
Brilliant. In the UK, we traditionally have turkey on Christmas Day. What food is popular over the festive period in India?
We have a different version of food. And after the church service, as I said before, all the families and their friends gather and come to the one house, and celebrations start with a delicious breakfast that is a special Indian bread called appam and served with a mutton or chicken stew. And lunch is a great feast. There will be a variety of meat, that is beef, lamb, chicken and fish. It will be fried or in a curry form and served with the Indian rice or Indian bread, that is appam. And Christmas plum cake will be the dessert. Kheer or payasam may be served as a dessert in some houses, but my mother never served payasam as a dessert, always as a Christmas plum cake.
Do you decorate trees, or do you have any other sort of decorations?
Yes, we have a Christmas tree in India. In my house, we used to have a whistling tree. I don't know, in English it's called beach shiok or coastal shiok. In my language it's called chula maram. So we decorate with all the decorations, and nowadays we can buy any Christmas trees in the market, like a real or artificial ones. And almost all houses will have a Christmas star. It symbolizes of the star that guided the wise men to the Savior's manger. Some people set up crib next to the Christmas tree and decorate with the Christmas lights.
Brilliant. Lynda, so you're from Nigeria.
Yes, I am.
Whereabouts in Nigeria?
I'm from the eastern part of Nigeria.
Oh, brilliant.
I'm from a tribe called Igbo.
Okay. Oh, brilliant. In Nigeria, is Christmas celebrated? And if so, what are the usual traditions?
Yes, we do celebrate Christmas. Yes, we know Christmas is more religious inclined, but as a whole, both the traditionals and the Christians do celebrate Christmas. Nigeria is religions, like we've got different religions, I suppose, like the Indians as well. We've got the tradition of the Christians and the Muslims. The Christians tend to celebrate Christmas more, but sometimes the traditional ones join us, even though they don't believe in the actual birth of Christ and all that, but they still join us to celebrate Christmas. Traditional-wise, is the preparation before Christmas. There's a lot of things that we do. And considering that my country is blessed with a lot of ethnicity, so there's different traditions for Christmas. Each ethnic groups have one or two things that they do for Christmas. But I'm just going to talk on a general basis. I was born and brought up in the north, so I've got a little bit of knowledge from the north. And I'm from the eastern part, which is the Igbo. I can tell you what our people do also for Christmas. I don't really know much about the Yoruba, which is the western part of the country, but I've got friends who've gave me like 1 or 2 ideas about how they celebrate Christmas as well. So that's all I'm going to say. So the first thing for us is the preparation for Christmas. It's a really busy season for us. And the main thing is families are looking forward to spending, which is normal for Christmas. Every family wants their children to have a dress. So the Christmas outfit is number 1. You've got to have to sort that one out. If you can't do anything, you just have to get an outfit for your kids, because no child want to come out on Christmas Day without a new dress or a new shoe or even a glass or something to make them sparkly. It's just that thing for us at Christmas time. Another thing is traveling. People tend to travel a lot during Christmas, so they leave the city down to the village to celebrate Christmas with extended families. It's a big thing. They want to go home to the village. People come around, meet and greet, have fun with friends and pair groups. And then when you come down to the family unit, well, in the villages, they've got different traditions. So they've got like masquerade outing, women dancing. It's just a fun period filled with loads of activity. It actually starts from the 20th of December, and there the heat starts. So from 20th of December, things are beginning to happen. And coming down to the village as well, different people, especially my people, for the young girls, is a time to show yourself worthy of a bride. So we flaunt ourselves. Parents would encourage their young brides to come home for Christmas so that the younger ones, like the boys who are of marriage age, would see them and maybe cut them or like them. And most relationships tend to start from Christmas. That's how they see people. Oh, I saw her last Christmas and I think she's ripe enough to be a wife or something. So it's a big thing for us, Christmas. Then when it comes down to the family unit, there's a lot of tradition. Children go around, you know how you do your trick and treat on a Halloween time. Our trick and treat is during the Christmas time. So we go from family house to another family house. We don't hunt for food or sweets like the Philippines will do. We hunt for mints. So mint notes, families will print mint notes, like go to the bank and get new notes, money. And when the kids come visiting, you have to like share them and give them all money. Every child look forward to it. And then when you visit people, so if they don't come to see you, like the adults will go visiting people to give the children mints as well. So it's a time where we make money. After Christmas, we used to like make a summary of how much you've made during Christmas. It's a money-making time for us children. And then with regards to our parents, it's also a time for sharing. I remember when we celebrate Christmas, we would have different dishes, even though we make 1 dish or 2. In my house, but we end up with loads of different dishes. So our neighbors will make dish and bring, and we would give them. Sometimes it might be the same type of food, but it tastes different because it's from your neighbors. We don't tend to eat our own food when we make them, like what my parents make at home. We don't normally tend to, always waiting for our neighbors' food to come in, And it's just a fun time for us in Nigeria.
Yeah, it sounds fantastic.
It is.
I find it fascinating because in England or in the UK we traditionally celebrate it the same, and you mentioned there that each tribe has their own sort of way of celebrating Christmas. So it is fascinating. But I think one common key theme there is that it's all about family, which is for every country really, especially here. It's about coming close with your family, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
What is a traditional Christmas meal?
Right. So like I said, different culture, different type of food. Breakfast would be normal. We don't have like special breakfast on Christmas Day. Tea and bread, like you would eat, whatever they eat. Breakfast is just normal. But the main thing is the lunch. So different people with different lunch. My people from the Igbo side were very rice bound. On Christmas Day, you'll have to cook rice. You can make it a jollof, white, a stew. But the main thing across all tribes is the meat. Nigerians love their meat. Yeah. Oh yes. Christmas is a time to show that you can afford for your family. No matter what, parents would go out of their way to at least put a decent type of meat on the table. You would look chicken. It's not as cheap as it is here. Chicken back home is expensive. Beef is cheaper than chicken, so people don't tend to put beef on the table. But if they can't afford the chicken, they go for beef. But the main thing is when they cook beef, they don't just go to the market and buy a particular one. They'll have to cook them. like butcher the whole cow or share it. So a community can come together and butcher one full cow, and then they share the meat. So they got different parts of the cow meat. They fry them, stew them, different ways of making them, put them in a soup, any way they deem fit using it. But rice is the main thing. But when you come down to tradition, people like the Western, like in the Yorubas, they prefer their pounded yam. They like to pound yam, and they make them with a lot of soup, like their ewedu soup, they make with begiri soup, but it's the pounding that's the thing. It's a two-person type of pounding. So where I'm pounding, you're pounding at the same time. It's very art crafting there in Yorubas. They've got their tradition. But for us in the Igbos, aside frying meat, cooking, boiling, stewing it, it's all rice.
Does church play a big part in Christmas for all your countries? So I'll start with you, Lynda.
Yes, the church do play a big role. Different denominations, the Protestants, the Catholics, we celebrate Christmas, the Anglicans as well. It's all about the Christmas Eve. The church celebrate a big Christmas Eve Mass where we do like Christmas carols, and the main part of it, the fun part of it, is the part that youths really enjoy doing, is the display of fireworks after the Mass. So as soon as it's 12 midnight, which is on a Christmas day, there goes the fireworks. That's where we display fireworks to celebrate the birth of Christmas. So it's a very big thing for us.
Juna?
Yes, we do. Yeah, we have got a carol service on the Christmas Eve, and some churches, we have got a same kind of different denomination like Catholic, Protestants, and Anglican churches. So they all celebrate Christmas, and the Catholic Church have a midnight mass, and then after Christmas Mass we have got the fireworks, and we have got a cake and wine served after that. Yeah, so it's a really big celebration during the Christmas season in the church.
And Jay, in the Philippines, is it?
Yeah, Philippines is mostly majority of the population are Catholics. So the Christmas Eve Mass is one of the biggest mass in the country, and it's also very highly celebrated to celebrate the birth of Christ. Yeah.
Well, I'd like to thank everyone for coming and meeting us and telling us all about how your countries celebrate Christmas and their festive season. So thank you very much for coming along and talking about it. I hope all our listeners and everyone here at South Tyneside and Sunderland has a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Thanks for joining us for this episode of our People podcast. We hope you enjoyed it, and check out our other stories. Hit subscribe to keep up to date with the latest, and catch up with what we've been up to on our Twitter, Facebook and Instagram pages. Just search for our name.